Lassiter Factor.
What's up, all my movie-loving maniacs? This your boy, Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor, and with Wicked for Good headed to theaters this weekend, I went back and rewatched Wicked Part 1. And it was actually my second time watching this film because I have not watched it since I watched it in the theater. I did buy it on 4K Blu-ray, but have yet to sit down and go back and rewatched it. But it's a good thing I waited till this very moment before part 2 comes out so I can watch it 1 year later since the first film came out and see how I feel about this movie and any updated thoughts or how I feel about it any differently than when I first saw it. But on my second viewing of part 1, I really enjoyed it, and it just makes me even more excited for part 2, Wicked for Good. Because let me be clear, I've never seen the original Broadway play, and so when I saw it in the theater last year, I did not know what to expect. I just sat there and just took it for what it was, and I enjoyed it. And then after rewatching it on Blu-ray, I was able to just sit down and appreciate what part 1 was offering me, and I'm even more excited for Wicked for Good because I can see that, all right, and it may have been a good thing to split the play into two parts because part 1 is all about Alphaba and Glinda, or Galinda as she's known at the beginning of the movie, just watching the two of them bond and come together during the school days, and then at the very end where it is revealed that they want Alphaba to be the villain just to have some type of order in the world of Oz. And then now all that's out of the way, so now I'm very curious as to what part 2 is going to give us and how it ties into the Wizard of Oz. Dorothy, Scarecrow, the Cowardly Lion, and the Tin Man. I was also able to appreciate the character work that they did for Alphaba, because just watching back now, I'm totally forgot, okay, yeah, so we got that, and I'm very curious as to what they do with this character in part 2, because they set up this character so perfectly about how she was basically fucked since birth, because her mother cheated on her adoptive daddy, and now she is basically a product of infidelity, and they took some green juice to make her look different. Her skin is green, and now she's different from everybody else. Everybody's judging her for it, and the movie did a good job of just illustrating how much she got messed with and how everybody just doesn't like her until Glinda, she basically changes everything. That scene at the dance, just watching that, man, tears just watching that, and then Glinda realizing what she did, and she comes to her rescue and then makes everything right. Just that moment where she has the tear, and then Glinda comes and says, "It's okay." And that scene is also a testament to how good of an actor Cynthia Erivo is. You can tell, from that tear, all the pain that that character has had up until that point has just led down to this, and then when Glinda helped her, you can tell that was the first time Alphaba felt seen, and we see how caring she is of the animal community in this world. I even like the character work they did with Glinda in this movie because, let's be real, Glinda, she has pure intentions, but she's a little self-obsessed and just a bit full of herself. And I felt Ariana Grande, she did that perfectly because, let's be real, Ariana Grande, she's just good at playing a ditzy person, going back to playing Cat on the show Victorious and Sam and Cat. Like I said, I really had fun revisiting Wicked Part 1, and I am super excited for Wicked for Good. But however, I won't be able to get my review of that movie out to you next week because I'm probably not going to be able to see it until literally the day before Thanksgiving, because I'm planning on taking my sister, who's a huge fan of Wicked, and my nieces and mothers. So yeah, so that's the plan for me watching Wicked for Good. So I'll probably have my review out for that after Thanksgiving. But yeah, Wicked for Good, super excited, and I'm even more super excited once I finally see it and when it comes out on Blu-ray so that I can watch part 1 and part 2 together as a complete package and see how it works together. I always do that whenever Hollywood releases a two-part movie. Like I did that with Doom Part 1 and 2. I did that with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. I did it for Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. And I just did it a few weeks ago with Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, and The Final Reckoning. And so now this is the next one on that list. I believe last year I gave Wicked Part 1 the hard eyes emoji, and I am sticking with that rating. But that's my 2 cents for Wicked Part 1 1 year later. How do you feel about this movie 1 year later, and what are you most excited for Wicked for Good? Let me know in the comment section below. This your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.